December 15th, 2016. Guys, this is a very important image. It depicts the Earth to the right and its magnetosphere, the Earth's shields, reacting to incoming energy, from whether it's from the sun in the solar stream or during solar minimum when we have an overpowering gamma radiation burst or gamma burst from outside the solar system, or from a superheated gas cloud that we're plowing into. Now, either way, the magnetosphere of the Earth reacts to that energy. Now, notice how it goes into the top of the planet and the bottom of the planet. These are called the Peterson currents, and they come down into the top of the Earth, and that's why our magnets will tell us where north is. They come out the south. But you've got the Peterson currents. As they get into the Earth, they become ground currents called Hall currents. It's very important because that can heat up the magma in the Earth. That in turn will heat up any water systems, any giant water underground reservoirs, and cause what's called a hydrothermal reaction. In other words, you heat water, it becomes steam, and it presses out. Guys, this is just before midnight in the dome at Mount St. Helens last night. What else did we see yesterday? We saw the geysers in California. Again, hydrothermal heating, get a 5.0 earthquake. Now, this is the second time in a few days that we've seen the lobe at Mount St. Helens react. Check that out. This was in the video before. You saw the strong quake to the top right. And I did this in response to some questions from people from that area about rumbling and motion and booming sounds. But as you look at this, before midnight last night, this is much stronger. You see solid movement. You see 3 large bursts, including the red one to the right. Again, this was just before midnight last night. Now, there's different factors that we're dealing with, but the only thing showing on the USGS is a 0.5, not a 1, but a 0.5 magnitude off the side of the dome. But that's not what's showing up on the dome seismograph itself. And what I think we're dealing with is, remember in the video before this and several in the last couple of months, we talked about the gamma radiation has increased by 12.4% now in 1 year. That feeding into the image that I showed you at the first of the video, where you got your Hedman currents going down into the ground, they become Hall currents, and you start seeing these ground current bursts that we've seen lately, then everything heats up. And again, look at Wednesday, yesterday, magnitude 5.0 earthquake near the geysers is the strongest in decades. Not in years, but in decades. Now, you would say, well, maybe it's because they've drilled into the largest hydrothermal field in the world. And that's what you're seeing here. There's several of these located across these mountains. Look around, look to the right, pipeline after pipeline of this superheated water where they drill down. And so what happens is it's fed into these turbines. You see the steam being released. And instead of nuclear heated steam, this is naturally heated steam. So now with this 5.0, what is it telling us? It's telling us, is if you look at this massive hydrothermal field, the largest in the world, between 2 volcanoes, now don't forget that it's more pressure building than they can handle. So even if they crank these wide open right now, which they should do, and if the if the turbines can't handle it, they should monitor the ground currents. And if it becomes too hot, release all the other valves that they have. As it comes out of the ground in these locations, fed into these turbines, when you see that 5.0 this close, some had speculated it's because they're drilling. I say no. I say even though they have drilled in this area, the gamma rays are heating up the lava. It's heating up the water basins, causing this hydrothermal expansion. It's going to cause hydrothermal crustal displacement. Look at these turbines. But right now they're all running full speed, and I don't know what they're going to have to do, but if it continues the way it's rising now, they're going to have to open up some valves, or they're going to continue to get this pressure build up and have these quakes release, guys. But we're watching it, and this is my diagnosis on the problem of the quakes here and the rise in the dome at Mount St. Helens. I hope I'm wrong, guys. It's a heads up. Be safe.